Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's the kid, Jered Sanders, a.k.a. your resident minister, a.k.a. Mr. Hope is Dope, a.k.a. the preacher with a grill, sometimes keeping it real. Check it. I'm tapping in with y'all weekly to give y'all a little sprinkle of what God gave me and host to edify, edjumicate, and encourage y'all on y'all life of a misfit. So I'm bringing y'all something called Misfit Moments. I be sometimes reading the Bible, and sometimes I be checking in with God, and sometimes God sprinkle a little something in there so that I could get something so I could give to y'all. So that's what my goal is. See, the motto of the Misfits, for those that don't know, comes from Romans 12:2. Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good, acceptable, and perfect will of God. Listen, I don't intend to be here before you long, and yeah, I know every preacher in America has probably said that before, but listen, I believe in the power of Jesus' Sermon in the Mount, and the key component that is often missed is that with all the Beatitudes and the blessed of those, kids were there too. If it was just 5,000 men, I'd be wondering why they left their families. If it was just 5,000 plus women and men, I would wonder why they left the babies with grandma and them. So I think it's safe to say that there were kids there too. Cool?
Yeah, bet.
Right. All right, so today I'm gonna be preaching real quick. I ain't even gonna preach, I'm gonna teach real quick from John chapter 6 with a brief misfit moment called Don't Be Like Them. So check it. Right. So in chapter 6 of John, right? See, Jesus be knowing stuff way ahead of us, you know what I'm saying? So ultimately we gotta pay attention to that component real quick. So it's just before the Passover, you know, Jesus is with the disciples, he got all these people following him, and Jesus asked Philip, where will we buy bread so that these people could eat? He asked Philip this question to test him, though. It says it right there in verse 6. He asked this question to test him because he himself knew what he was going to do. Philip answered, 200 denarii worth of bread wouldn't be enough for each of them to have a little. So basically, it costs a whole lot of money for them to buy some bread. And Jesus had to ask Philip this question so that he could really prep the table to show them what he was about to do. And one of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, said to him, there's a boy here. See, perfect example. I told y'all it was kids there, right? There's a boy here who has 5 barley loaves and 2 fish, but what are they for so many, right? So he's saying, look, this is 5 loaves of bread and it's 2 fish. This is what we need more than that for this many people. For Jesus said, have the people sit down. Plenty of grass in the place, so they sat down. The men numbered about 5,000. So it's the men numbered about 5,000. So I'm gonna take that literally. It was 5,000 men, right? And then Jesus took the loaves, and after giving thanks, he gave this bread and this fish dinner to all these people. And it says, when they were full, he told the disciples, collect the leftovers so that nothing is wasted. So they collected and filled 12 baskets with the pieces from the 5 loaves that were left over from all those who had eaten. So they had time to get this bread, split this bread, give people fish sandwiches, pass it out, and they had extra food left over, right?
That's crazy.
Now, when the people saw this sign, they had said, this truly is the prophet who is to come into the world. Therefore, when Jesus realized that they were about to come and take him by force to make him their king, he dipped out. So that's not the point of this. Okay, so fast forward a little bit. We gonna get to the disciples got to cross over the sea to get to Capernaum, and then we get all the way over there, and then on verse 22, we're gonna read down. It says, the next day the crowd had stayed on the other side of the sea, saw there had only been one boat. They also saw that Jesus hadn't boarded the boat with the disciples, but that his disciples had gone off alone. So Jesus had got all the way across, and there was people waiting on the other side. When they found him on the other side of the sea, they said to him, Rabbi, when did you get here? And Jesus answered, truly I tell you, you are looking for me, not because you saw the signs, but because you ate the loaves and were full. So he was basically telling them, he was like, y'all ain't checking for me because y'all really want me. Y'all checking for me because y'all know that it's some food possibly on the other side of this. I know it probably took y'all a little while to get over here. Y'all probably hungry again. So y'all ain't really here for me. Y'all just want to get fed, right? And then he says, don't work for the food that perishes, but for the food that lasts for eternal life, which the Son of Man will give you, because God the Father has set his seal of approval on him. And then the people said, what can we do to perform the works of God?
What can we do?
And then he said, this is the work of God, that you believe in the one who is sent. And then the next thing they said, this is an audacious thing, and I'm telling y'all, this is something that happens a lot. I don't know if y'all know this, but I know I done acted like this sometimes too. They said, what sign are you going to do that we may see and believe you? What are you gonna perform? Our ancestors ate the manna in the wilderness, just as it is written, he gave them bread from heaven to eat. Y'all, check this out. This man just gave them bread and fish, and they ate, and they was fed, and they knew what he could do already. And ain't it just like random people that just can't get enough? He just completed this miracle for them. He just fed them.
Right.
They got to the other side of the water, and guess what happened?
What happened?
Now they conveniently forget about the things that Jesus had already did for them. I fed y'all already, dog.
Yeah, he did.
I fed y'all. And they say, what are you gonna do so that we may see and believe you? This what I mean. This is why this misfit moment is to say, don't be like them. Listen, if Jesus has ever done anything in your life, if he has healed you from something, if he's brought you over for something, if he helped you with a test, if he got you a job, if he got you through an interview, if you was nervous and you didn't know what to do and you found yourself all of a sudden having some peace or some calm, if you seen him be a protector, if you seen him get you safely from one point to another, please don't be like them. Please don't be the people that need Jesus to be like a dancing monkey who want him to just continue to give and to give and to give and forget about what he's already shown. God is already good. God is already great. God is already amazing. And never forget who he is to you. That's what I wanted to leave y'all. I'm not going to talk y'all ear off. That is the misfit moment this time. Stay tuned for next week. The goal is for me to hit y'all with a misfit moment every single week. So I need y'all to pray for me, lift me up. I'm going to keep reading this word so I can give y'all a little bit, just a sprinkle of what he gave me to give it back to y'all. Again, it is Minister Jered Sanders. I don't know why. Sometimes the title is cool or whatever. AKA Mr. Hope is Dope. AKA the preacher with a grill. Sometimes keeping it real. I hope that you have a great week.
Me too.
I hope that God continues to bless you. I hope that he continues to cover you and be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and perfect and acceptable will of God.
I got you.